We'll talk about that in the 9 o'clock hour. And then I know some of you can't listen all day long, and if you can't listen, don't forget our app is great. Everything we post here is online at ktrs.com and everything else, Twitter and Facebook. So if you miss it, you can certainly go back and find it. Aaron Katersky, ABC News correspondent from New York, joins us. Good morning, Aaron Katersky.
Hey, good morning, McGraw.
All right, so we know that Donald Trump tweeted out over the weekend that President Obama had wiretapped Trump Tower. Now James Comey comes back into this. Where does it stand this morning with the head of the FBI?
Well, the head of the FBI, James Comey, wants the Justice Department to publicly refute what President Trump tweeted, because in just a few characters, he managed to impugn the integrity of the FBI, not to mention former President Obama, and spread what senior intelligence officials say is a falsehood, his stunning claim that the FBI wiretapped Trump Tower on the orders of President Obama. But where the president got the idea for this remains a mystery. Perhaps, since he is in position to know all of the country's secrets, he was tweeting about information that was given to him by his intelligence authorities, or he was reading a website that was formerly run by his chief strategist and repeating an unsubstantiated claim. Either one of those would be a stunning development.
So the Justice Department is run by Jeff Sessions. He just recused himself from all things Donald Trump. So is James Comey calling on who at the Justice Department, and who's answering the phone over there for this?
Well, I guess it would be the acting deputy attorney general who would be the one to make this statement if, in fact, it's to be thought that Sessions wouldn't get involved. I mean, it does seem now a little bit murky. Remember, Comey stood up to George W. Bush's White House when he felt they were operating a surveillance program that was not constitutional. He faced a firestorm for reopening the Hillary Clinton email investigation days before the election. I mean, when Comey thinks he's right, he's shown that he is prepared for withering scrutiny and political heat.
So James Comey said that the FBI did not wiretap the Trump Tower, right? That's what he's saying now, right?
Well, he believes the claim is false. The former director of national intelligence, James Clapper, said it never happened. And so the only question would be, I guess, did it happen? Is it true? I mean, because the only way it wouldn't have just been tapping Donald Trump's phones. I mean, somebody in the FBI would have had to have believed that somebody in Trump Tower was acting as a foreign agent, or the FBI would have had to have had some kind of working evidence of collusion between the Russians and the Trump campaign to actually get one of these FISA courts to sign off. The process just doesn't work with President Obama snaps his fingers and suddenly, Trump's phones are bugged.
James Comey asked the Justice Department, has the Justice Department said anything? Yes, no, indifferent? Has there been any return volley back to the FBI?
No, there has not been. The only official to speak about this has been one of the spokesmen at the White House, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who pretty much just tried to change the subject and accused the media of being unfair to President Trump. Of course, in the interview with ABC News, it was pointed out that President Trump himself brought this up. This wasn't even something being reported until the president started tweeting about it early in the morning.
Jeff Sessions can't, won't, or shouldn't say anything, right? Because he has recused himself. So he can't or shouldn't say anything, right?
Well, that's right. And remember, on Friday, amid questions of whether he lied to Congress about his contacts with the Russians, he recused himself from any investigation that has to do with the Trump campaign and Russia. And so presumably he wouldn't have any involvement in denying anything that the president was tweeting about. But it's hard to imagine that he wouldn't have an opinion about it. We're not sure whether a statement would come from the Justice Department, from a deputy, from an assistant, or whether any statement's coming at all, because there's This is just something that Comey has requested. It isn't something that the Justice Department has indicated it would do.
Aaron Katursi, make sure your seatbelt's on because this could get crazy the next couple of days. Have a good day.
Yeah, right.
Aaron, thanks.
Okay.
You got it. Coming up in 7:50, Stephen Roberts, ABC News political analyst, is going to put all of this into context for us. We'll do that in 40 minutes. And then, straight ahead, traffic, weather, sports, all straight ahead. Big 550.